And greetings YouTube gamers, welcome to another episode of Retro Raider. My name is Johnny Retro and welcome to the channel. Okay, so today I have another pickups video for you guys. I haven't done one of these in a while and I really enjoy to make this kind of videos because it's a cool way for me to share my collection with you guys. So let's take a closer look of my recent pickups right after this. Okay, so I want to start with a little curiosity here, which it's this controller, and this is the action pad by Logic 3. I've never seen a controller like this, and this is actually compatible with the Mega Drive, also compatible with the Atari 2600, and I have an adapter for the ZX Spectrum, in which I can use this controller as well. You know, nothing special here, but it is a nice alternative to play my games. Speaking of Atari 2600, I have picked two games, and these games are not very popular within the Atari community. Everybody knows them, but not a lot of people enjoy these games. The first one is PacMan, the original one. Definitely not the best port of the original arcade version, but I'm just very happy to have this on the collection. And the second one, well, it's the infamous E.T. I actually did a video with a friend of mine, Tiago, and on a new segment of the channel called Let's Play Weird Video Games. You know, it's just the two of us goofing around this game, and I can leave a link to that video on the description box below. Okay, so let's jump into Sega, and I've picked two Game Gear games, G-Lock Air Battle and George Foreman's KO. Cool games, and I'm always hunting for Game Gear because they're cheap to collect for. Now, still on Sega, but let's talk about the Sega Mega Drive, and this was probably one of my best picks for the last month. This is a ROM hack of the original Sonic, but instead of playing as Sonic, you play as Knuckles in Sonic the Hedgehog. This is one of the coolest ROM hacks that I've seen on a Sonic game, and I also did a video on this one, so you guys can check it out on the description box below. Now, Mega Games 1, and I think that every Sega collector has this game, but I did have a copy, but it was not in box. So I went to Germany to play a gig with my band Subliminal Legacy, and you know, I found a retro gaming store over there. It was not a retro gaming store, it was a thrift store, but it had a lot of retro games, so I picked this one up. The prices were... Another item that I picked on that store was actually this Nintendo 64 adapter, and I haven't tried this one out, but pretty much what it does is that it allows me to play important games on my Nintendo 64. And the reason why I haven't tried it out is because I do not have imported games on the N64. But it was €3 alone. I think that the guy on the store really didn't care about it, so now it's mine. So on my PAL unit now I can play American games and Japanese games. Now I want to talk about GameCube. Okay, so GameCube is that system where I haven't started collecting yet. I do have a GameCube. I actually bought my GameCube from my guitar player. Thank you, Mr. NKCell. And the reason why I bought the GameCube was because at the time I got a very cool trait for a Game Boy player, which is the add-on that you attach to the GameCube, which allows you to play Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games. And it's a very, very cool way to play your Game Boy games on a CRTV. It really looks amazing. But the GameCube as a system, and you know, the GameCube library is a system that I totally skipped when it was released. You know, it just didn't caught my attention. But opportunity came again, and I actually made a very fair trade for these GameCube games. So this is pretty much my entire GameCube library, but what a way to start. I mean, we have Eternal Darkness, Requiem, Pikmin, Mario Kart Double Dash, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Super Mario Sunshine, and Luigi's Mansion. And now I finally realized how wrong I was about the GameCube. I mean, these games are really phenomenal. I mean, probably my favorite ones from this lot is actually Luigi's Mansion. I'm enjoying this game very much. Super Mario Sunshine, I've tried a little bit, of course that I haven't finished the game yet, but it plays very similar to Mario 64, which is my favorite Mario game. Mario Kart Double Dash, I actually never tried this entry on the series, but also a very good one. Super Smash Bros, I've never been a huge fan of Super Smash Bros, but you know, it's a fun game to have, you know, when you have friends and when you're throwing a gaming party. Now, PacMan, I'm totally seeing myself getting addicted to this game with time. And Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem. I've tried the game, but I think that it didn't age very well. But it's very cool to see, let's call it a adult game on the Nintendo system. And all of these are in great shape with the manual, so very cool picks for the GameCube. Now, these last two titles are for the PS4. The first one is the collector's edition of Silence. This is an amazing indie title. It's a point-and-click adventure, very original puzzles, amazing cast. It's a beautiful game. It really is a beautiful game. I found this on a thrift store here in Portugal, and it was brand new. It was cheap. I actually never heard about the game, but I decided to pick it up, and I was impressed. I was really impressed with this game, but the downside of it is that you can finish this game in about 6 hours, but the amount of content on this box is mind-blowing. You got stickers, you got soundtracks, you got manuals. I just love collecting this sort of stuff for the PS4. I mean, collector's edition of indie titles, they put so much effort on this, so very happy with this pick. Now the last one, and let me tell you, this game is becoming more than just a video game for me. I feel like I'm addicted to this, so I think this is a drug for me. Stardew Valley. Very popular indie title that was released last year, and I love this physical release on the PS4, I really do. Again, the manual, the soundtrack, and I got this on eBay. It cost me 20 bucks, so it's not that bad. If you guys haven't played Stardew Valley yet, let me tell you, this game takes you back to the era of the Super Nintendo, the 16-bit era. It is heavily inspired on Harvest Moon. Wonderful game, Stardew Valley. I mean, if you're not into farming simulation games, this game is probably not for you, but if you want to play a modern game with a total retro feel, Stardew Valley is the game for you. There you go, guys, these were my recent pickups, and please let me know in the comment section below what pickups have you guys added to your collection lately. Also, don't forget to put a like on this video, please subscribe to the channel, and take care of yourselves, take care of the gaming community, and game a lot.